Hello guys and girls, welcome to your face reading channel. This is Nitesh Gurnani, and in today's video I'm going to share with you one of my love, that is the love for cricket, and we are going to discuss and take out insights from faces of cricketers because India versus Australia series is going on and I'm extremely fond of cricket and cricketers, so I thought to make a video on three of the top players from both India and Australia. What I want you to do is to see whether the facial features that these cricketers have, do you have some of those features on your face, and whether it tells a certain set of inner tendencies, a certain set of inner emotions, a certain set of inner that uniqueness that differentiates you from the others. So let's deep dive into the magic board to uncover the facial traits of some of the top cricketers of India and Australia, and thereby decipher whether it has certain connotation with respect to your personal personalities and tendencies. So if you can see my magic board here, I have taken in pictures of three cricketers from Australia. This is the captain of the Australian cricket team, that is Pat Cummins. Then this is the Steve Smith, who is also one of the prolific Australian cricketer, and this is Mitchell Starc. We are going to start with the Australian cricketers, then we'll go to the Indian top cricketers and thereby tell about their strengths, what a certain set of facial feature indicate about them, and see it in you whether you have one of those traits or not. So we'll start with let's say Steve Smith. And the very first thing, in face reading, it's important to note the prominent features, and all of these picture credits I have mentioned within this particular image itself, that is NDTV Sports for Steve Smith, Cricket Australia for Starc. Pat Cummins has the IMDb. I think there is one Amazon Prime series in the Australian cricket. Rohit Sharma is here from the ESPN Cricket Info. Hindustan Times is picture credits for Virat Kohli, and for Mumbai Indians to Jasprit Bumrah. They call it Boom Boom Bumrah. Right, so we'll start with a face of Steve Smith and we'll discuss some of the prominent features of their face so that we can span across all of the six faces of these cricketers and get some insights from them. Right, so the very first thing, or the prominent sign on Steve Smith's face, as you could see here, is this the eye sets that you observe, right? They are pretty deep inside. If you just observe, and if I zoom into the picture, you'll observe that the eye sets are pretty deep, and it is like the forehead is kind of covering the significant portion of the eyes, and eyes are deep inside the forehead. What does that indicate about a person's personality? It indicates, because eye sets are deep, it indicates that person is a lot more deep inside rather than outside. In face reading terms, and if I were to talk about the Chinese face reading principles, this can indicate that a person has a lot of water in his personality, which means when you have a strong set of water energy in you, it indicates how much a person can be thinking oriented, how much a person can flow in their life, how much a person can be creative, just like Steve Smith's batting is. His batting style is not very conventional. It's very apart from the ordinary, and that is one of the aspect that is being reflected through his creative batting style, where he moves while he bats but manages to find his way to steer through the batting, right? So one of the aspects that I see that we can all see, the eye sets are pretty inside, that makes him quite a deeper person, that makes him quite thinking oriented person. Also, if you see the forehead portion is quite big in nature, and when that is also big, that means your thinking can go very deeper, and when the eyesights are combined with the good enough or a longish forehead, it can indicate a sense of strong water energy, a sense of maybe introvert nature also at times, or a kind of willing to have their own space, their own creative space to function well. So do you have this particular feature on your face? If yes, do mention in the comment section. Now, if we go to, let's say, Mitchell Starc's face and look at the strong feature that strikes out is his very strong nose. And when the nose part is strong, that means a very long and prominent nose. So, prominent feature means that what is the most striking feature when you see a person's face. So, what is the most striking feature that you can observe when you see Mitchell Starc's face? You can observe his very good prominent nose. When a person has a very big or longish nose on his face, it can indicate a presence of strong metal energy, which thereby can also indicate that a person can be pretty strong on what he or she believes in, and it also infuses in the leadership quality inside him. It can indicate that he very much has a strong set of beliefs which he backs by it. And the prominent nose does go with people who can be even nosy. That's why that has a big connotation of a big nose goes with the person can be nosy. It's just on the joke part, I would say. But then people bearing a strong nose does possess a strong leadership quality and does want to establish their power with the kind of place that they are in. And he is very premium fast bowler for the Australian cricket team. And it is like they find their own way, they believe their own way, and they want to be in positions of authority. And you will find people with big noses in big corporate houses leading the businesses. The other feature that you can observe is the very thick eyebrows here, and you'll find thickish eyebrows in sports people. And if you imagine the face to be a tree, and if jaws are the roots of the tree, then the thick eyebrows are called as the leaves of those trees. And when that is very strong, it indicates a strong wood energy in a particular person, and it can very much constitutionally indicate a strong driven person, a person who is driven by fight, who is driven by passion for what he does. It indicates that if a person has strong wood energy, it can indicate that the emotion of anger can dominate. And if that anger is channeled well, especially through sport, it can help him become a better version of himself in workspace, right? So people with strong wood element, you'll find them very athletic. Or even to the videos that we have discussed on the chess players, you'll find a lot of players having thick eyebrows, which again indicate that there is this great sense of strong wood energy which corresponds to the liver energy. And because liver system removes the toxicity from the body, it's for intoxication. So the people with bearing the strong thicky eyebrows, they tend to get in a challenge and burst out their excess physical energy that they are blessed with, and that's how they can channel their energy better, and it's very necessary. If we go to Pat Cummins' face, you'll observe this particular trait where he has his eye sets, right? The gap between the eyebrows and eye sets are quite near to each other. And when that particular trait happens, it can indicate that a person has a very quick mind. It can reveal spontaneity. And he also has a very strong, thick eyebrows, which again goes with a sense of strong inner passion and drive. And he's also a premium fast bowler for the Australian cricket team. His nose length is also good, and he is currently the captain of the Australia cricket team. And the overall face has a sense of refinedness, which again strengthens his metal energy and indicates that he can be a very strong leader for them. And one other trait that you'll find maybe in people who are celebrities is that if you compare their the length of the eye, that from the vertical eye length, right, you'll observe that the left part of the face has more covering of the inner eyelid, and right side is a little more open, which means because left side is something that reveals the aspect of the personal side of your life, and right side is more how you want to be viewed publicly. It can indicate that he may not be very comfortable discussing about the private part of his life. And you'll find this in people who are celebrities who have to be open. publicly for what they do, and they did find it encouraging, but on the personal and the private part they may not be that much open. So his particular eye sets and the difference in between this can reflect particularly that trait, right? So let me now go to the Indian captain, that is the Rohit Sharma, as of now. And if you observe a particularly strong trait on his face, you could observe and you could see that the face is carrying a lot of cheek padding, and the face has the aspect of fleshiness. And when fleshiness is there on the face, along with that, if you see the lips part is quite big, it indicates that a strong earth element is there into him. And the strong earth, what it does is it adds the aspect of support, collaboration, it adds the aspect of being very supportive to the team, being very supportive to people in general, being very comfortable with friends, and the ability to keep friends for long periods. And this is something which you'll observe in his life, that he has kept friends for long periods of time, and he cares for them and he cares for the team, and that is what makes him quite a good leader. Along with that, if you observe the eyebrow part and eyebrows, the structure of the eyebrows very much reveal the thinking patterns. And if you want to learn more into it, you can also get hold of the book The Power of Face Reading by Rose Roastery. She has also mentioned the the positioning of the eyebrows and how changes in angles, the straighter ones, the curvy ones, can indicate what your thinking patterns can be. And if you observe this particular region, let me just lighten up my stylus. If you observe this particular region, it has the angular part, which indicates that there can be unconventional thinking patterns. And because he is a captain, he may, or he is blessed with thinking out of the box, and he has also won Indian cricket team the World Cup in 2024, that is the T20 World Cup. So there is that sense of unconventional thinking and the out of the box thinking, which definitely aids in supporting captaining the team. Although right now he's not going on with a very good form, but then I hope and I wish that he finds form very soon, because he's such a class player. Now, if we jump on to Virat Kohli's picture and see what his face reflects, the very first thing that you can observe is the strong set of thick eyebrows, which again, as I mentioned, is the indicative of a strong wood energy in you, that indicates a sense of driven you, a sense of passionate you. And you can observe him speaking in the press conference that he can be very fiery, and when a person pokes him, he brings out the best from himself. The reason why is that because the eyes, which indicates a sense of fire energy, the Shen component, the light of the eyes, it indicates a sense of great inner fire in him. He has a combination of a strong wood person plus a very fiery person, which means, what is fire? When fire gets a fuel to burn, it kind of gets the energy, right? Similarly, when this guy gets criticism, when he's spoken bad of, it kind of acts as a fuel to his fire. And if he gets involved in a controversy, if he's involved with a criticism, that kind of burns his inner self, that kind of burns his inner desire to perform much better for the team. And that's why in past, if you see in big twos of Australia, England, or even in South Africa, he may have performed better, or he may have performed much better when he's being challenged of his position, when he's being challenged of how he plays, rather than being in a situation where he's comfortable and where he's lauded with his laurels. So to get the best version out of himself, it's important that he gets that fuel of criticism, or fuel of not being good, because that kind of is a great fire. It's a great fire for people who bears the strong wood element, and especially because fire is a key driver of him, it's important that he gets that fire somehow to be better. The more he's in comfy zone, the more he's praised, the performance graph may lessen up because his element is fueled by more fire. If you go to this guy who is one of the special bowlers for the Indian cricket team ever, he also has a strong thick eyebrows, as you could see, which again makes him more driven, makes him constitutionally stronger in the wood element, which indicates that He loves to fight, he loves to give a challenge. Coupled with it, he has a very strong nose, which also makes him leader-like, and he does play stand-in captain's role when Rohit Sharma is not captaining India, and that is very much a big strength. He is also motivated by fight, but then if you observe the Shen, the light of the eyes, the light of the eyes, or the fire part is more in Virat rather than him. That makes him a lot more on the calmer side in terms of not getting that external stimulant of firing him. Instead, the inner aspect is something that fuels his inner desire to, perform well. So these are the insights for these top cricketers between India versus Australia. By the very fact of it, India versus Australia, fourth test match is starting tomorrow, and I feel that sharing this video can be helpful to you to know more about these players and what characteristic or what traits, what facial traits you possess in you. Do let me know in the comment section how did you find this video, and if you feel it is helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who love cricket and who also maybe want to know more insights on faces and how face reading can help you, right? So yeah, this is very much it. If you wish to get a face reading for yourself, you can head over to my website, chehraspeaks.com, which is this particular website, and you'll be able to see the packages that are there that I offer. The first one of it is the in-depth general reading that I do, where I focus more on the individual side of things, the strengths, the challenges, the tendencies and love, the transformation over the years that a person goes through. The aspect of Shen, where I focus on the light of the eyes to reveal the current emotional state. I focus on the aspect of parental influence. I focus on the aspect of work style, the money bags on the face. All these things I cover in the in-depth general reading. The other aspect is the in-depth relationship reading, where I focus more on the compatibility aspect between the partners, on the emotional front, on the physical front, on the potential longevity front, and a lot more detail in that. So those are the two readings that you can opt for. And if you want to learn face reading, you can also head to my website, or you can learn from the books of great face readers like Lillian Bridges' book of face reading in Chinese medicine, or there's this book by Jean Hainer, The Wisdom of Your Face, or there's this book of The Power of Your Face Reading by Rose Roastery. So you can learn from a lot of platforms, from a lot of wonderful face readers who have written their books. Of course, so you can span across the videos on YouTube to find more about face reading. And yes, that is pretty much it from my side. This is Hitesh signing off, wishing you guys a wonderful day ahead.